welcome to the Automotive Digest. I'm James White, your host today, and of course I'm here with my co-host and of course owner of Precision Automotive and Transmission, James McNeil.
Good to have you here, James.
Hey, we're so excited to have you on the program today, and we are looking forward to a great show because basically we've got a program that we like to call It's Where the Rubber Meets the Road. We're basically going to be talking tires today.
That's right.
And you know, there are a lot of things going on with James. You and I were talking before we came on the program. There are a lot of things going on with tires today, not only technology-wise, but I mean, my gosh, there's some rules and regulations out there. Our folks out there on the left coast have kind of started some trends that we're starting to see emerge in other parts of the country.
That's true.
And the average consumer out there just simply probably doesn't know.
That's true. I'm really excited to have y'all here, and thank y'all for tuning into the show. I want to talk about safety of your tires today. There's no way in a 30-minute program that we could really talk about tires and all the aspects of tires, but I would like to talk about the safety things. There's a lot of things that we see at Precision Automotive that are safety related, that it's not happening like it needs to. And we want to, you know, we don't know where you get your tires done, but we want you to at least be educated about what needs to be happening.
Sure.
We see the wrong tires on vehicles, the wrong load ranges. We also see a lot of cars that come in and the tire monitors, this is a tire monitor right here.
Right.
The tire monitors have been removed. And then also we see you know, patches have been made. You know, people have had run over a nail or something, and it's in the sidewall, and they've someone's patched it or plugged it in the sidewall, and so a lot of consumers are being put in dangerous situations. And we're not here to bash other shops, but we just want to educate the consumer, or that they know better about what keeps their family safe.
Well, let's talk about wrong tires first,
Okay.
James. Now, a lot of folks, you know, some folks out there don't realize that basically your vehicle is set up for a certain kind of tire, and the load range, especially in trucks, of course, the load range of your tires is very, very important. Can you explain that a little bit for us?
I sure can. When the manufacturer makes, let's say, a truck, for instance, they have a load capacity, a gross vehicle weight that truck will haul, and they've specified a tire, and they've specified a tire pressure that needs to be followed. And a lot of times the truck might ride rough because it came with 10-ply tires, a load range E tire. And let's say that the wife starts driving this truck, or the husband's driving the truck, and it just rides too rough. So they want to go. They want to go and put a lighter tire on it. Well, legally, the federal government prohibits us from actually moving that tire from a load range E to a load range C or D. You legally can't move it down. Now, I see it happen every day, but you legally can't do that. You can go up. So if you bought a vehicle that had a PSeries tire on it, and you wanted to put a better tire because you're hauling more weight, you could legally...
That's no problem.
That's no problem. You can go up, but you can't go down.
Can't go backwards.
And you know, one of the things that it presents a problem with, if you put that P-Series tire, you put that lighter tire on your truck. And the P-Series tire, if you look in that real small print, it says max pressure 50 pounds. So it's saying that the maximum pressure for the tire is 50 pounds. Well, when that truck was built and it had the load range E tire, it called for 50 on the front and 80 on the back. So when someone tries to put 80 pounds in that lesser tire, that lesser load range tire with that maximum pressure of 50, you're going to experience a blowout.
So basically what's happened there is, okay, I've gone and I've changed tires, and I put tires that don't match the little sticker on the door, right? Because as far as the pressure is concerned, and then somebody comes along and you go somewhere and they say, hey, you know, maybe you're getting your oil changed or something like that, and the guy doesn't know, and he, you know, tops up your tires. Okay, now he's put the wrong pressure based on what's on the door in your tire that was, you know, when you bought the vehicle had an 80 PSI tire, but now you've got a 50 PSI tire on there. And so now he's put 30 extra pounds in there and sends you on your merry way, and you've just kind of got a ticking time bomb there.
That's true. And we're not talking about changing the tire size. The tire size, if you got a 245, 75, 16, they offer that in a P-Series, LT series. They have three series tires with that same size. This one here is a P-Series tire, and the maximum pressure on that tire, as you can see, is 51.
Wow.
And it's on the side of the tire. It's so small, It's very hard to find it, but every tire has a maximum and minimum pressure on the tire. And the manufacturers, when they make this tire, they don't really know what this tire is going on. There's a wide range of vehicles that will have this. The LT, it's a 10-ply tire, and it has an 80 PSI. You know, you're always hearing the news of a church van that sometimes has an accident, and we never want that to happen to anybody. But we find that these vehicles that are like hauling like 15 people, the door calls for the LT. Well, lots of times they show up with the P-Series tire, and the P-Series tire maximum pressure is 50. But if you look at the door, Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge, they're calling for 80.
Right.
And so you have to have the right tire. Now keep in mind, both tires are the exact same size.
So they'll fit on the vehicle, no problem.
They'll look exactly, they'll look correct.
Right.
But the problem is that you can't mix them up. Now, like we talked about earlier, the law will allow you, if the truck came with this tire, the P-Series tire, the law will allow you to upgrade to the better, higher load capacity tire. But the law won't allow you to go backwards. But we see, here at Precision, we see cars, trucks come in, and someone has put the right size tire on, but they've put the wrong load range. And I don't know that they mean to do that. I'm sure could be a money thing, because the LT is about $50 more than this tire, and they're the same size tire. And it's a lot heavier. If you pick this tire up and you pick up that tire, you're going to notice.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot
more to that.
There's a lot more to this tire.
Wow.
But you know, if you're hauling a lot of weight, if your truck called for the LT tires, you need to make sure that you're putting the LT tires.
Just don't mess around with it.
Don't mess around with it.
You need to do the right thing.
And then if your truck comes with the P-Series tire and you upgrade it to the LT tire, then you want to get the placard changed. You want to get the tire monitor system reset to the higher pressure for these tires, because once you put this LT tire on there, this tire called for 32 pounds. Let's just use, for example, say it used 32. Well, this tire is not designed to work at that low of a pressure.
Right.
And it's going to be 39 to 40 would be a minimum pressure for this. And you're actually supposed to call the manufacturer of the new 10-ply tire. Tell them what your placard on the door says, and they will give you the new pressure that this tire is supposed to be set at.
Really?
And the placard's supposed to say what that new pressure is. So there's a lot involved to it.
Wow.
The easiest thing is put the tire that's the factory calls for. We see this problem with having the wrong ply tire, not having the door placard changed, and not having the computer reprogrammed to the new pressure for the new tire every day. Okay. And so it's something that consumers are not aware of that needs to happen. Okay. And I talked to a lot of my consumers about it, and they're like, oh yeah, I know I'm supposed to put 80 pounds in those tires, but the door placard still says 30. And so it's a real 50-pound difference. From 30 to 80 is quite a bit of difference. Right. You mentioned earlier in the program that things are happening in California that'll finally get here. Right now in California, if you own an auto repair shop or tire shop, when the vehicle comes in, you have to log the actual tire pressure that it came in with, and then when it leaves, you have to log that also. You got to store this for like 5 years.
Really?
This data.
Wow.
Hopefully that doesn't get to Texas. The next thing is the tire monitors. Right. And it's a federal law as part of the Motor Vehicle Safety Act that if a car comes in with a functioning tire monitor system, you know, the part of the government that regulates these tire monitors regulates seat belts and lots of other various things. So they're real serious about it. A lot of people don't have any clue that you can't legally take these tire monitors out. Whatever the situation is, if it comes in as a functioning system, it legally has to leave as a functioning system. These save lives. Once the tire gets low, it overheats the tire and then it blows. And anytime the tires have been rotated, the shop needs to make sure that it's relearned, where that you don't want a consumer to think, they look on their dash and it shows the left tire is flat, and they get out and they look at their left tire and it looks perfect.
Right.
But they find out that that tire is on the back somewhere, but it shows the left. And so each one of these tire monitors, they have a battery in them, and they have a signature, they have an ID, and the receiver sees that ID and it has to be on the right tire for it to give you accurate information to your dash.
So the left front can't be on the right rear.
Exactly.
They need to be, each one needs to have its own address, and if you move them around, they need to change the address.
They need to change the address, that's right. And that happens a lot where tires get rotated, and it takes as long to reprogram, to relearn these things as it does to rotate them. So a lot of tires being rotated without being relearned.
Right.
Some of the 2017, 18 model cars are smart enough to do it on its own. Pretty well though, from 2015, 16 back, the shop needs to relearn these sensors. And some shops charge for that. On our tire rotation, we actually do it as a part of the service.
Right.
But if it comes in just for a tire monitor light, well, we do charge for that.
All right. Good information.
The third thing is patches. We've had tire patches forever, but recently the Rubber Manufacturing Association, they got with Michelin, Goodyear, Cooper, all the different manufacturers, and they said, y'all get together and come up with some guidelines for patches on tires. And so they've came up, it's called an RMA for Rubber Manufacturers Association. They've come up with an RMA certified repair. We're going to demonstrate one of those today for you. And I would recommend that if you're getting a tire patched anywhere, that you would ask about it, because there is the RMA standards really keep you safe. Anytime a tire had a nail or something in it, it's already compromised.
Right.
And so the last thing you want to do is to get a repair that's going to compromise you even more.
Right. So we're going to go in the back and take a look at a patch repair?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome.
The two things needed to keep you in the car repair cruising lane are highly trained technicians and an up-to-date shop. Precision Automotive and Transmission has been well known for both for over 20 years. Technician training is ongoing and state-of-the-art equipment can be found at Precision. Precision Automotive repairs any make and model. The best possible service backed by the best warranty in the business. Precision Automotive, 2675 North Main, Paris, Texas. Call 903-784-7362.
This vehicle actually came in last week. This vehicle was hauling about 20,000 pounds. You see this plug, it's right here in the sidewall.
Right there.
This is the type of repairs and stuff that are out there on the road. It was amazing how much weight this driver was, and I just strongly encouraged him to buy a new tire, and was able to get him to buy a new tire to try to keep everybody safe out there.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
It's not only your safety, but it's safety for other people as well too. Because as bad as it would be to have a blowout and you hurt yourself, it'd be terrible to have a blowout and hurt someone else.
That's true.
So
that's true.
You can look at that and just tell that that's a ticking time bomb right there. I mean,
that's right.
That's going to go sooner or later.
That is very dangerous. Is what that is. And
wow.
We do the RMA certified patch here, and I know there's other shops that do it. And just make sure the shop that you're using is doing an RMA certified repair. You'll notice this right here, this is a plug. I call the parts store, they still sell these things even though they're not recommended. This is pull this package out. This is what a plug looks like. We're gonna leave this package closed because we're not gonna need those.
Right.
And this right here, now this is what we've used forever. And this is just a patch. But this is actually not recommended. This is not a part of the RMA certified program. All right, this one right here is a plug patch. And basically what this is a combination of both of these. This is the plug, which is going to be this part right here.
Right.
And this is the patch, but it's made together. So it's all one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this little piece of metal, it comes off. And you can see that there's the plug, and here's the patch, but they're made together.
This even looks like it's made like a different kind of material.
It vulcanizes
okay.
with the tire, and but it's I just messed up about $6. But
production expense.
Production expense. That's right.
There you go.
But this is I've got a tire that we're gonna pull this off. This is a tire just throw away. This tire is no good. And I got a tire here, and I've got Jeremy. He does all of our certified repairs here at Precision, and he's going to walk us through one of the certified repairs. And it's kind of surprising. There's a lot to it.
got our tire set up.
Okay.
We're going to find our wound and actually make sure the tire is patchable. They can have no more than 2 patches per tire, and they can't be closer than 8 inches, apart inside the tire. So we identify the tire. We know that we have plenty of tread. We've got over 230 seconds of better tread on this tire, so this tire would be repairable. It also has inside this tread pattern where the wound is makes it legal for us to actually patch this tire.
Okay. So that's important, the placement of the wound.
Placement of the wound.
Okay.
If it was out here on the edge, it's not recommended to be replaced or to be repaired. It needs to be replaced.
Okay.
Right. So let's kind of document that. So.
Well, that's what we're fixing to do.
All right. Perfect. Perfect. So really, anything on the inside of that is the repairable area.
Okay. And what we've got here, well, we don't know what the culprit is, but something's right there. Now, is this something here as well too?
No, it's just a rock.
Just a rock. Okay, very good. All right, so we've got a screw that's in there, and I'm sure you see all kinds of things, from screws to little tiny pieces of
Allen
wire.
wrenches. I mean,
Hammers.
You'd be surprised at what comes in on the tire.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't take much.
And think about the plug that we saw a while ago. The plug was in the sidewall. First off, the plug's not supposed to be used.
Right.
Second of all, it's not in the area that is an accepted area, because that sidewall is doing a lot of flexing. If we do it around, yeah, you just see that flexing, that sidewall flexing.
Right.
As you go on the road, that patch would just get a lot of exercise that they're not wanting to.
Well, you've seen that, like when you pull up at a curb or something, and your tire, rests on the edge of a curb, and then it pushes out, and you'll see the sidewall it'll bulge. Yeah, and so you can see right there. I mean, if you want a perfect example of this, and just think about how much more pressure is now being put on that sidewall.
Yeah,
exactly.
so we don't want any patches on the sidewall.
Okay, so we're in the safe zone here, so we're ready to do
the safe zone, that's
an
right.
RMA certified patch.
And what we're going to do first, we're going to identify it, and you want to make a cross right across it. That way you know where the hole's at.
Okay.
We're going to pin it. Find you a suitable tool, something you can grab a hold of. Pull this out. Tip to.
Easier said than done.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And there's our culprit. We have a screw.
Little screw in there, okay.
And a little thread to make it a little harder to get in and out.
Absolutely.
The next thing we're going to do is we find we got our deal marked. All right, I'm going to stay up here if you will.
While he's getting that secured, another thing, part of the RMA certified process is that to do a repair, you have to take the tire off of the vehicle, off the wheel, because if you're doing a plug or something and you're not taking the tire off, you don't know the damage that's done on the inside of the tire.
Really? Okay.
So, like Jeremy was telling, first you got to look to make sure you have enough tread. It has to have at least 2 30-second tread. Second, it has to be inside this tread package. This is the wording they use, tread package. Then it has to be off of the car, because sometimes when you have a flat and you drive it with it a little low, the tire starts coming apart on the inside, and we'll know that by powder. When you open it up and it's just got powder all inside, it's done. There's nothing. Yeah. So if you have a low tire, it's best not to drive them.
Okay. And that's the rim chewing up the sidewall, which ruins it.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
We've got our mark. We found out the angle of our wound. We got that. We know where we're at. That's a tough tire. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to take a high speed and a carbide bit. Clean it in. Outside, and we'll turn it back this way, and we'll do the same on the inside. And clean it. Now, we've created a small little hole.
Perfectly round hole.
And it gets the metal,
And that's
the little metal.
That's a special tool. That's not just a drill bit. That's it's a carbide. It's a specified tool where it doesn't rip it up. But if you'll notice, that's a perfect circular hole.
Okay.
There's wires in there that it actually cuts the wire and makes your hole.
The other thing is there no hole bigger than 250 thousandths can be repaired. So if your hole is bigger than 1/4 of an inch, 250 thousandths, it's not repairable.
Okay.
Okay.
We got that clean. We're gonna take a powder buffer. And in some shops they use a scraper. The inside of these tires are lined with a silicone. It just keeps from deteriorating. You take this, and what it does is it cleans the silicone and scuffs up the inside of the tire, so you get vulcanization of the property. Stuff in here. don't take a lot off, just enough to get the silicone loose. I don't know if you can see that. Use this where it's kind of roughed up.
Okay.
What we'll do next is we'll take a buffer cleaner. Take the buffer cleaner, what it does is it gets any excess silicone and helps with the adhesion or the vulcanization products that we're going to use. We'll take this and clean this. Make sure all of our dust and stuff that we've created falls to the bottom.
Yeah, what Jeremy's saying, he doesn't have a mic on him, but what he's saying is that the inside of this tire is coated with silicone. That patch is not going to stick to that silicone surface. So the buffing that he's doing is getting that silicone coating off of it.
Okay.
And then we have a chemical that's specified to go in there and treat that area, start making it tacky.
Okay, perfect.
Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a vacuum and we're going to get all the little dust and stuff. You don't want any of that left in your tire.
So it's important that we have it as clean as possible and as prepped as possibly can be.
Right.
Okay.
And you know, if you're just sticking a plug in from the outside, you can't do any of that.
No.
So, you know, like you said earlier, our family's what's riding in this thing, and you know, even if we don't have our family in it, we're out there on the road with people that have their family.
Absolutely.
And
okay, next thing we're going to do, we're going to take a vulcanizing compound, which is going to make the two stick together. And one thing that's really important, you don't put it on real thick, just a light coat.
Okay.
Make sure you push it through that hole.
Oh, I see.
so we're going to actually make this patch vulcanize with the tire.
Stick to the inside and all the way through. It's all
this is some cement that's designed for this repair. Put a light coat on there, and like Jeremy said, we want to get some of that glue in that hole.
Okay.
And
we want to let that set for about a minute. It'll start getting tacky. So while we're doing that, we'll get our patch ready.
you got to take all the stickers off.
And you don't want to touch the
surface.
The surface. That's a clean. Let me give you a nice little handle for that.
Yeah, there you go.
Check this.
So this, we're going to insert the plug patch, which the plug patch is the new way of doing it.
Right. This is the
gone is the old days of the plug and the patch, but the plug patch, and they're made together.
You can already see. I mean, I know we're not done with the process, but this is so much more thorough.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I would feel more confident, obviously, with this than I would anything that I've ever seen before. And I'm guilty of, you know, I've gone in and I've had the little plugs put in tires and stuff before. I mean, I think we all have.
Yeah.
But when you see the real process, boy, what a difference.
Right.
Our glue is ready. We're going to go ahead and insert our plug patch.
Okay.
And we'll come from the outside. And we're going to pull this on through.
Oh, so that little metal part just slides right off.
Right.
Get it pulled through.
Okay.
Take our little roller wheel.
Okay.
Start from the center and work out. And this gets all the air bubbles and helps all this stick.
Okay.
So Jeremy's
kind of smoothing it out.
Yeah, getting all the air bubbles out of the air bubbles out from under
and it's
that
vulcanized.
patch. Right. So that cement is already adhering to the tire and to the plug patch.
Okay.
Next thing, the outside of that patch is covered with the plastic. You want to very gently pull this plastic cover off.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
This is the plastic. This is the. Oh yeah, he's done it a bunch. See that plastic right there?
Right.
So it's coming off.
Okay.
The reason for that is our next step. This is our liner sealer. It actually seals any imperfections, which we shouldn't have, but it's a precaution. We mix that. And we put on a liberal amount.
This is a part of the RMA certified repair. Just another step to try to ensure that quality.
Right. The last step is you want this little tab to be even with your tire.
Right.
We'll pull it just ever so slightly. It looks like it's part of the tread.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one of the things that the plug patch does is if back when we did just the plug on the inside, that allowed water to go into that hole. So the water would get pushed into the hole and rust out the steel belts in the tire.
Oh, wow.
So
Never thought about water getting in.
yes, water, because you had in the old days we just put the patch on the inside. That carbide bit is the exact size made for this patch.
Wow.
And so that's a really snug fit there, and it's sealed on the inside. And I wouldn't be afraid to put this on my vehicle and drive with my family with this tire.
Well, you see the process from start to finish. I mean, you can certainly see, and this is one of those things. These regulations and these deals that are put together, the safety is what the main concern is.
That's
here.
right.
It's not a cost thing or anything like that. It's about the safety. And I guarantee you that is a safe patch compared to what we saw when we came in.
And soon you're talking about patches. We've actually seen, consumers come in. I'm having a flat tire, so we pull it down and they got 5 patches inside the tire.
Right.
With the RMA, you can have no more than 2. So if it's already got 2 patches on the inside, RMA says no more.
Right.
I mean, it's just
time to get a new tire.
Time to get a new tire. Okay. Also, as Jeremy mentioned in the front, is it 6 inches or 8 inches? The difference?
Oh, yeah, it's no more than 8 inches.
8 inches, okay.
It can't be closer than 8 inches.
So in other words, if you have a patch here,
right,
and then next week we come in and we've got a new hole here, that's not going to pass. It's not going to pass the RMA standards. Now, if it was up here, over 8 inches apart, then we could. So you can't have too many patches. The other thing is if a tire comes in and it's had a previous repair that's not a RMA certified repair, like the plug that we saw, or you're not supposed to repair it. It's once it's had an improper repair, they don't recommend repairing it. So there's a lot of guidelines. The tire tread, where the wound is, how many patches it's already got, and
well, one of the things too you got to imagine too. People say, well, I just want to patch it, I don't want to replace it and everything. But really and truly, if you take and we've talked about a lot of this today, if you take proper care of your tires, properly inflated, and if your patches are done the correct way, your tires will last.
That's true.
Your tires will last a lot longer than you would think. And so it's part of owning a vehicle. It's changing the oil. It's all the things that, new batteries, that kind of stuff. It's part of owning a vehicle. Replace those tires and be sure, of course, you get them RMA patches, in your tires too.
One other thing, while we've got just a little bit of time, first I want to thank Jeremy for doing his job today. Secondly, this week in the news, AAA's come out advising consumers to check the tread depth on their tires. And like this tire here, this tire was just barely had enough tread to be able to do this RMA certified repair.
Right.
But AAA pointed out that in the state of Texas, you can 30 seconds of tread will pass the state inspection. But from 2 millimeters to 4 millimeters, the distance in how quick you could stop in rainy weather, it doubles when you go from 4 millimeters to 2 millimeters.
Right.
Honestly, the tire stores, myself included, we don't make very much money on tires. I mean, you mark a tire up $20 or $30 and then you install it, there's not a lot of money in that. It's more of a service to your customers. It's not like we're trying to get you to just spend money.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that we have a lot of rain in this area, and when you pass the state inspection with just 30 seconds of tread, you're not going to be able to stop that well in rainy weather.
Right.
And we just want to keep you safe.
Absolutely. Another important tip. Well, listen, Jeremy, James, thanks for showing us all of these different things today. We hope that you learned something. We hope you keep all these things in mind because, again, it's your safety, it's your family's safety, and heck, it may be my safety too there because we're driving out there on them roads as well too. So thanks for joining us on the Automotive Digest, and we'll see you next time.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all.